YANNAA.com. And this is the Being in Sync 366 video series. And today I'm talking about a topic that is probably going to be very unfamiliar and unconventional to most of you. Um, but I've been consulting to organizations, teams, and individuals for well over 20 years, very successfully in getting my results. And people always ask me how I do what I do, even though it's really difficult to say what it is that I do. Um, but one of the things that I have done since I started what I do in consulting is I look at things in an unconventional way. So I'm going to give you a couple tips of things that you could do that will help you. So, well, we'll wait. Well, not one of them. I'm going to make another video. I'm going to talk about being bored, but I'm going to make that a whole other video because being bored at work is very common. Being bored in meetings is really common. But this topic is really about looking at things symbolically. So I'm going to use a team as an example, or it could be a team, and it could be a family, and okay, well, Ra wants to say hello, everybody. This is Ra. She got a haircut today. She went to the groomer. Yeah, okay, all right. And she's very tired and wants to be on my lap all day today. So teams, groups of people, family, friends, work. Let's just take a team out, for example, and let's just say you have a group of people and there is always that person that's late, or there's always that person who's nagging or complaining, negative Nelly, or manipulating Michael, or however you want to call them. But essentially, why people struggle to get progress on their teams is because they make things about a person. It makes it very personal, like manipulating Michael or negative Nancy or all those things, right? So that makes it about that person. But when you look at things symbolically, you want to look at what the issue actually is. And then you can start to see patterns of behavior that emerge. Now, behavior is not personal. It is something that somebody is doing, and that can change. But here's the main thing, and the main reason why I recommend looking at things symbolically and starting to look at things from obviously a neutral state, which is what I always recommend to everybody. And that's why I made a video about being neutral, is because when you're neutral, you see things differently, right? You see things through a lens of non-judgment. And when you are looking to have an impact on a team, like if I'm a consultant, I'm getting called out to work with the team. I'm going to want to have an impact on this team. I've got to hit I gotta look at how much time I have to make the change that needs to happen. So I always look at things symbolically. The business, the organization, the team owner, the team leader, they always make things personal. They have to make things personal because that's how the ego works. As a consultant, my job is not to make things personal. It's about looking at the business as a whole and making judgments based on the patterns, not based on what people have invested. So when you look at things symbolically, what that allows you to do is, one, stay neutral. Two, get a bigger picture. Three, identify which area is actually the issue, and then you could go to the root cause of the issue. So let's just say somebody's late for meetings on a regular basis. What is the pattern that's running that makes them late for meetings? Is it a lack of clarity? Is it a lack of an agenda? Is it a lack of their being actually a participant in the meeting? I mean, it can mean many things. So, what you're seeing is that you could go down several different rabbit holes, and usually that person is representing something for the collective. And this is how you start to look at things from a collective perspective instead of an individual, because we're all operating from a collective consciousness, whether you know it or not. And groups specifically operate off of something that's called groupthink or a collective consciousness. So when I'm working with the team, I'm actually working at shifting them at a consciousness level so they can rise up to um, have better results. Whether that's how I measure them, whether that's how they communicate, it's always going to impact how they communicate, because communication is always at the core of every single issue. But that's another video as well. I mean, communication is such a big topic. But when you look at things symbolically, it allows you to have your own personal awarenesses about yourself. Um, and then you don't take things as personal, and then you become more aware. So that's my recommendations on looking at things symbolically. And I even do this for myself personally. Like, I had an incident with my car, and I kept on getting the check engine light that would come on, and then it would go off, and then it would come on. And then I was getting pissed because when is it going to go off again? Because, when you see the check engine light, you start to worry and you get into this loop of fear, which is not how I live. When I finally identified what this was symbolically representing for me, guess what happened? And I know this sounds crazy to a lot of you who don't run energy, but I never got the check engine light come on again. It stopped completely once I addressed what was energetically causing the issue. And so if you look at these electric cars, they're all running electrically. We are human bodies, we operate electrically. So we are always running patterns of energy. So what you want to do is look at things symbolically so you can get more of a wider perspective. Anyways, it's a pretty big topic. Let me know if you have any questions. I love it. It's so exciting to me to see things like this. I love working with groups and families on these types of things because, children represent different aspects for the collective, with the collective being the family. And it's always very interesting. You could imagine me and my family. All right. Cheers. Have a great day. I am Kiana Sage, and I guide people to peace. Have a great day, everybody. Bye.